Well, hello there, everybody. Um, my God, it's been a while, like a week and a half. Ugh, this almost felt weird to do. Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Pyrotechnics, back with another cast for you, and it's gonna be my good friend Apophis once again. I'll be getting back onto StarCast it soon, I promise. Lots of crazy stuff. I mean, it's actually kind of late right now I'm doing this, but lots of crazy stuff going on. I helped plan a bar craft for WCS America Finals, which went awesome, by the way. If you were there, oh my God, it was so sweet. Ugh. And then Jinx and Blizzard sent some cool care packages and stuff, and I got like a Zerg hoodie. Hold on, I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna put this on pause. I'll be right back. Whoa. What? Check it out. My God, this is the new Zerg hoodie thing. It's got all like purple in there, and then you can play in the dark like you always wanted to. No, it's pretty sweet actually. I'm gonna show it off a little bit. Yeah. A little bit too warm to be cast and playing it though, so I'm gonna take it off and we'll get into the game. Sorry for the shenanigans. Whoop! I was just super excited. Man, that was awesome. God, I really wished Revival had won, but oh well. Hero, good job. GG, well played. We're going to get into this game, though. For those of you that don't know, Apophis is a Protoss player. Sorry, Zerg player. God, he's playing a Protoss player. Wow, I haven't done this in a while. Okay, let's just get it going. Let's just get it going. And there we go, making sure everything works. Yeah, it does. Cool, awesome. Get out of there. What is going on? Okay, cool. Oh my God. Everything that can go wrong. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I need to turn my sound up just a little bit. Okay, that actually should be okay. I don't know why it's not. But anyways, here we are. This is Acheron Wastes. And we have Climax, who's over here, who is the blue Protoss, versus his opponent. You know him, you love him. It is the red Zerg. It is Apophis. Alright, here we are. So, starting out here on Acheron Waste, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at what each of the players are building and to see if they try any interesting strategies or anything that deviates from the standardly accepted meta game. Now this pylon placement isn't too unusual. It certainly suggests some sort of defensive move because Climax is not he's not doing anything too ridiculous. He's not trying to proxy. He's not putting it way back here at his base. He's not putting it in an area that he can just sort of put like 4 gateways around it and make an Artosis pylon. But instead he's putting it here to wall off his front at his main. He's not trying to forge fast expand. So we're probably going to see some one base play. Meanwhile, Apophis is waiting to do a 15 hatch ore pool. Notice he's on 14 out of 18 supply, and we're going to see Climax doing a little bit of scouting with his probe. We're going to follow it. It is probe cam, and where's he going to go? My guess, the natural, but who knows? So, and in the meantime, down here at the bottom, these 2 worker units are going to collide because Apophis is sending his drone to build a hatch just as Climax gets there, so he will see that right away, and he's going to head and build a pylon. Just to be cheeky like that, are any probes going to be pulled? We'll take a look. No, it's a cannon rush. He's building 2 pylons now, and the forge is almost completed. I hadn't even noticed. My goodness, here comes the drones to try and take out this pylon. I feel like he might have warned me that this kind of thing was going to be happening, but I don't recall if exactly that was the case. This is a very appropriate response, however, because just being able to get in here and take out these pylons, pulling the drones when needed, because he does not have a spawning pool yet. He is still building one. It is on its way up. And this photon cannon's not going to get out in time, I want to say, but meanwhile Climax is taking another probe into the main base. This is not looking really good. Apophis has got to finish these guys off. Unfortunately, there are going to be a lot of photon cannons spawning in the main of his base very, very soon. And he's going to say, you know what, I'm just going to pull my drones on back. I can't really stop this. I can definitely stop this one, but I can't stop that first one. Unfortunately, that one photon cannon is making life a little bit hard for him, and he's going to have to pull on back. And his spawning pool, good news, is done. He has a lot of minerals in the bank. He can start producing at a decent level right now. So this cannon rush has actually worked out pretty well for Climax. He has invested heavily in it. He has to win with it. There's no way he will win unless he completely throws his opponent completely off, and I suppose the cannon rush usually will do that to you. But right now, it looks like Climax is actually killing his own cannon so he can get his probe out there. But what is Apophis planning to do? He's not actually building any. He's building a couple of Zerglings. Pardon me. And here they are going to come. Oh, but they're not going to see it. They're not going to see that one probe. It's going to come around the corner and start making more cannons. Uh-oh. That could be trouble. But right now Climax is also once again sending even more probes to commit to this. He forces the cancel on one photon cannon. Another one is going to be canceled. Two more are being built. But the number of Zerglings he's going to be producing very soon is not that high, actually. But he's starting to get up. Okay, he's building a Roach Warren. That's a reasonably appropriate response. When you can't tank these cannons with Lings, what are you going to do? Okay, you're going to build a Roach Warren. Obviously, you can't mine out of this base. You're completely walled off. Your opponent has pretty free reign. This is a bad situation. You don't want to be there, especially with this going on. He can't see it. He doesn't know it's there. He's probably a little bit flustered right now. It's just not the best move. Spine Crawlers do, however, outrange the Photon Cannon, so this is going to be probably a reasonable response, I'm hoping. A Photon Cannon is on its way up over in the side, so it's a double-pronged attack right now. Fully committed, full cheese, all the way, all the time. Climax is just about there. But is Apophis out of this yet? He is supply blocked right now, but he's building an Overlord. He is not quite out. He doesn't have nearly enough on mining right now. He's going to notice very soon that something else is up, unless he just barely doesn't know it. This is a rough game. This is a rough game. He is being completely walled in by cannons, and there's not much he can do about it. The Queen might be able to get up there and outrange that other cannon. Yes, that's going to help quite a bit, but is it going to be enough? Not entirely certain. So that one might get driven off, but in the meantime, we're going to see just droning up, continue droning up. And the Queen is going to get out of there before more cannons finish up and start to take her out as well. So once again, Climax just all over the base with these cannons. Spent so much minerals, but he has not really lost a whole lot. And he's in fact still on one base, so he hasn't pushed this advantage so far. He could very well just idly sit and probably win the game just by expanding out. But Apophis knows that he's not. He knows that he hasn't taken a second base, that he is not really building up a whole lot of interesting stuff. So as this cannon rush fails, that's all he's got. So he's going to try to take this out with spines. He's going to try and outrange it. And he may just be able to do it. Just barely. And we'll see what happens. But he's continuing to drone. Pardon me, he's continuing to drone. And, well, to be honest, his income is still a lot higher. On one base, this many drones, Zerg's doing pretty good. I'm not entirely certain why he sent those ones right there. Oh, he does have to cancel on his second gas. Unfortunately, the cannons are a little bit too close, and a bunch of the Lings run right into the line of fire. That is quite unfortunate. Apophis, if he only had known that this would just outrange very, very slightly, he could finish those cannons off with a couple of spine crawlers, but he's not doing that right now. He's continuing to drone up. I don't know what he has planned. This is without giving up. Oh! Was I not paying attention? I wasn't paying attention, guys. I was focusing on everything at home. But Apophis has actually taken 2 ninja expansions, so he's not worried about this too much. Yes, he's walled in, but that really doesn't matter. And only now is Climax even starting to produce things. And he's just getting +1 attack. He has no units. Neither player's really had a lot of units all game. And here's the jig. The jig is up. Apophis is scouted by Climax, but he doesn't really care. He's going to pull... Okay, he's going to surround. But there's still no units to deal with this, so unless he gets cannon rushed again, I think he's probably going to be okay. So his income is actually starting to climb quite a lot higher than his opponents, and this base, of course, has not been scouted. So if you take a look, yeah, he doesn't see that. He sees, oh, it's that and that. Okay, that's fine. That's about all I need to do is just take that out. Sure, now I've got my gateways. I can start getting units out. But is that going to help? Yes, this base is walled in, but it doesn't really have to go anywhere, and that's alright. A couple of roaches being produced eventually bust out of that wall, but there are a couple of other bases here, and a lot of spines going down at that particular base as well. So this game is, by definition, a macro game at this point, and I'm not really certain what Climax is doing. he hasn't built a single unit. He's gotten 5 gateways, warp gates now, and he has +1 attack. Sorry, is it? Yeah, +1 attack, almost done. But he's not building any units. He's also getting +1 defense, but he's still not building any units, so I'm not sure what he's doing. I guess he could have walled himself in, and that maybe is why it's not working out so well for him. He probably could spawn a couple of units on the low ground. A little bit overzealous and committed to the cannon rush. He's not super far behind just because of how screwed Apophis was at the beginning of this game. But, okay, there we go. There's the warp in, but it's not going to matter too much. This is going to be held pretty well. A couple of roaches do some good damage. They're going to have to overcommit. I mean, that is a decent number of stalkers and a good number of sentries too, but I'm not sure if that's going to work as long as, yep, well, they're focus firing down the hatch, but they're losing a lot of them at the same time. They're not force fielding effectively either. A bunch more roaches pop out just in time, and this engagement could really still go either way. The queen's going to die. Yeah, a lot more units are being warped in. Climax is trying to take out this main base. He knows it's the primary mining base, but that could really easily be given up, and the spine's going to come right on in. It is going to be fired down a little bit. Not extremely fast. In fact, it's going to take a lot of damage before it gets down. Probably dying. There it goes. So Apophis' main base is finished up. He doesn't really have much he can do here, but he has 2 mining bases. 2 additional mining bases. Meanwhile, his opponent is only on 1. So that hatch going to finish up. A couple more roaches pop out, and whoa, there's a lot of broodlings coming out just in time to be able to fend off the cannon attack, but not going to really be enough, and those roaches are going to have to sit there and, well, I guess engage when possible. But in the meantime, main base is finished off. Now it is up to Apophis' other 2 bases to start getting established. They looks like the hatchery is mutating into a lair, but there's still a spawning pool in this corner, so not too big a deal. He's not going to be tech blocked or anything like that. Last of the roaches are going to go down, and Climax is thinking he is in quite good shape. The cannon rush has succeeded. He can proceed to take out the remainder of Apophis buildings without a whole lot of threat, but what is Apophis going to do? He's on 2 bases, and only one of them has been scouted. Remember, only 1 base is scouted. There we go. But with this kind of unit count, I don't know. Just a bunch of stalkers and a few sentries. Not really going to do a whole lot. A few zealots probably would be a little bit more coming in handy, but nothing is being followed up here. No other attacks are being done. Apophis is just heavily mining away on both of his bases right now, and he still has a better economy than his opponent, just because of how 1 base his opponent's strategy has been. He tried to finish this game up on 1 base completely without anything else, but he's not going to be able to do that unless he just all-ins right now, and even then. So a Hydrogen is actually going down. Apophis building a Hydrogen right before his spawning pool got killed. Pardon me, and another Roach Worm was also built. So we're going to see Roach Hydra without a spawning pool. This is just a super fun game. And 2 Evo chambers are being rebuilt on that side, upgrades-wise. +1 missile attacks, and +1 and 1, of course, for the Protoss opponent. But this will be a really interesting move, and with the heavy committed... Yeah, can't even get out of that wall. With the heavy committed force that Climax has, he could go straight to that base, but there's going to be a decent number of Roaches and Hydras by the time he does get there. And remember, he still doesn't know about this base. So, what's he doing? He's just warping in more units? This is actually quite a silly game, but it's working out really well in Apophis' favor for only one reason, and that his opponent does not really know what he's doing. He knows he has a base here. He doesn't know what he's teching up to. He figured maybe he should have just GG'd, but you know, it's whatever. A couple more Roaches and Hydras in production. He's getting +2 missile attacks, +1 carabase, and Hydra speed. But he's trying to mass his units up right now. Actually, Climax would be in really good shape if he just marched into this base. There's not a whole lot. There's spines, but there's not a ton. And remember, he hasn't seen that. He doesn't really, for all he knows, there's nothing here. Except for this, you know, one guy. But there's not a ton of things, and Apophis is taking a bit of time to build up his units. And, well, army-wise, you know, I think Climax has a much better force. But it's changing very, very fast. The income is heavily, heavily in the Zerg's favor. He has 2 bases. Still, his opponent is only on 1. He is mining away happily, 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 but there's nothing else going on for him right now. And Apophis is in pretty good shape to protect his base. He's got 3 spines down. He's expecting some kind of, you know, maybe DT action, so he's building himself an Overseer. But the number of Roach Hydras on the field is just going to continue to increase, and there's not really much he can do. Climax can, that is, to stop this. There's a decent number of Roach Hydras. They just need to get in a decent concave to engage. They do fire down the sentry. No force fields will be added at this time. Still a superior number. Yeah, superior army count for Climax, but I am not entirely sure. Especially with the Zerg economy, he can just remax very, very quickly. He's getting 10 more units, 5 Roaches, 5 Hydras, and yeah, even though there's more guys being warped in over here at this proxy pylon, it's mostly Stalkers, and they're not really going to be that good against this army comp. The Roach Hydra just do quite a lot of damage to them, and even though they are inferior number, the economy that the Zerg player has is going to be just enough to clean this up completely. And he's even getting upgrades behind this. He's still getting +2. They're almost done. And Hydra attack. But look at that. Look at the differential. I mean, so many Protoss units died there, and so many Zerg units, but it didn't matter. And right now, they're getting close to evening out in the units lost. So even though a couple more worker units are getting fired down, the Roach Hydras are moving back into position. And yeah, these are expensive units. Stalkers, 125.50. They're going to die. Most of them are going to die. And the Zerg's still fine. In fact, he's turned it around now. Or, sorry, no, pardon me. Still 2,000 behind. But it doesn't really matter because still he is able to continue to get Roaches and Hydras. And this base has still not been scouted. He even has a couple of extra units there. So, driving away this attacking force, even though there's a follow-up, it is fully committed. The Protoss has really done nothing but attack all game. He's never once expanded, and he's going to run out of minerals. He's focusing in completely on this attack that he's thinking this is the last base. I'm going to kill my opponent. It's going to be completely done. Whatever. I don't think it really matters. And that is a hero probe attempting to kill the last gas, but it doesn't matter. So, Roach Hydra battles, along with the Stalker Sentry battles, going down right in the middle, but there are a lot more Hydras coming to reinforce, and I think Climax might know something's up. How is he producing on this kind of level? That's ridiculous. I really don't know. And now he has enough Hydras and Roaches to engage in the open. He's going to take out this entire Stalker force, fired on the proxy pylon, and the game is going to start turning around. And Climax, GG's out. That was it. He knew he didn't have anything else he could do. And that's what happens when you never expand. Well, I'm very rusty at this. This was quite an interesting little cast. I'm going to have to try and get back into it. I'm going to do a few more tomorrow. I'll probably be getting back on our casted. I'll be posting about it. This is going to be StarCasts number 12. StarCrafts is out, and it's a pool party, a spawning pool party. Go watch that. It's awesome. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed it. This is Pyrotechnics, and coming back to casting for the first time in a week and a half. I've been crazy busy, but it's good to be back, good to be doing it again, and I will see you guys later.